Hello students, so we have gone through the concept of phrasal verb in the previous session. Now we will start our chapter. Look at that cat. I climbed up the stairs. Things are starting to look up at school. In the first sentence, the word look refers to directing one's eyes towards something so as to see it. In second sentence, the word up refers to a direction. दोनों ही सेंटेंस में डायरेक्शन दिखाया जा रहा है. However, the phrase look up in the third sentence means to become better. But जब हम look up साथ में यूज करें तो उसका मीनिंग क्या हो रहा है? That things are getting better. Such multi-word verbs are called phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb consists of a verb and a particle. अब phrasal verb में क्या होगा? एक verb होगा और एक particle होगा. The particle can either be a preposition or an adverb. अब particle क्या होगा? या तो वो preposition होगा या वो adverb होगा. A phrasal verb consists of a verb and one or more particles that combine to create a meaning distinct from that of its individual constituent. For example, would you like to come out for dinner tonight? You must abide by the rules of this institution. Can you please go over my assignment once before I submit it to my teacher? Submit it to the teacher. So in तीनों ही example में come out, abide by, go over phrasal verbs हैं. Based on their structure, phrasal verbs can be classified into two types. स्ट्रक्चर के बेसिस पे हम फ्रेजल वर्ब्स को दो टाइप्स में क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं. अ वर्ब एंड एन एडवर्ब, अ वर्ब एंड अ प्रपोजिशन. फ्रेजल वर्ब्स दैट कंसिस्ट ऑफ अ वर्ब एंड एन एडवर्ब. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, थॉमस स्टैंड्स टू रन अवे फ्रॉम हिज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज. सो रन अवे इज फ्रेजल वर्ब. रन जो है वो वर्ब है और अवे है वो एडवर्ब. Phrasal verbs that consist of a verb and a preposition. For example, the detective requested some more time to look into the matter. Now look into is phrasal verb. Look जो है वो verb है, into is preposition. Now we will start our first exercise. Underline the phrasal verbs in the following sentences. Anna always dozes off in history class. So dozes off will be phrasal verb. Tasneem comes across as a very ambitious girl. So comes across phrasal verb होगा. I ran into Trisha at the supermarket yesterday. Ran into is phrasal verb. Why don't you cheer up and just enjoy the moment? Cheer up will be phrasal verb. Now from E to H is in homework. Now look at the sentences given below. The villagers called the celebration off when the chief fell sick. I decided to call off the meeting as I was not completely prepared. Shamila realized she was allergic to lychee as her skin broke out in a thrash after she ate some. In the first and second sentences, the phrasal verb call off means to cancel something. The meaning remains the same even when the verb and the particle are separated in the first sentence. Phrasal verbs that can be broken apart still keeps the meaning same are called separable phrasal verbs. अब फर्स्ट और सेकंड सेंटेंस आप देखो तो कॉल्ड ऑफ सेपरेटली यूज किया गया है वर्ब एंड पार्टिकल, एंड सेकंड एग्जांपल में साथ में यूज किया हुआ है, बट दोनों का मीनिंग चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. फर्स्ट सेंटेंस में भी सेलिब्रेशन कैंसिल किया जा रहा है, सेकंड सेंटेंस में मीटिंग कैंसिल की जा रही है. सो जब वर्ब और पार्टिकल को अलग अलग यूज करें या साथ में यूज करें, अगर मीनिंग सेम ही रह रहा है तब हम बोलेंगे सेपरेबल फ्रेजल वर्ब्स. Now, in the third sentence, the phrasal verb broke out is used to indicate that something unpleasant has suddenly started. If the verb and the particle are separated in this case, the meaning will be affected. अब इस केस में अगर हम verb और particle को अलग अलग यूज करेंगे तो उसका meaning affect होगा. Then such phrasal verbs are called inseparable phrasal verbs. For example, I get up at 6 in the morning. So it's inseparable phrasal verb. Don't forget to turn off the television. अब इसको हम ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, Don't forget to turn the television off. Meaning change नहीं होगा, so it is separable phrasal verb. Turn the radio off before you go to sleep. Now we can write like this also. Turn off the video before you go to sleep. So ये भी phrase, ये so turn off जो है वो भी separable phrasal verb होगा. Given below is the table with common separable and inseparable phrasal verbs. Now first of all, separable phrasal verb. Clean up, fill out, calm down, turn off, make up, throw away, get across, pick up. So ये सारे phrasal separable phrasal verbs हैं. Now inseparable phrasal verb. Carry on, get along, come over, go back, look after, throw up, show up, pass out. Now, here are two things to keep in mind while using phrasal verbs in sentences. The verb undergoes change according to the tense and the number of subject. जो verb है वो change हो सकता है tense के basis पे and number of subject के basis पे. The particles do not undergo any modification. Particle change नहीं होगा. For example, you should not make up excuse to fool people. Why would you believe the story she made up? When the phrasal verb make up changes its tense, it becomes made up and not made up. Clear? So, verb change होगा subject and tense के basis पर, particle change नहीं होगा. Substitution of a particle by another in a phrasal verb completely change its original meaning. For example, consider the verb pull. Pull के साथ अगर हम ये सारे words add करेंगे तो सबका meaning अलग अलग होगा. Pull through means to survive or recover. Pull down to demolish something using a building. Pull off to achieve something. Pull up to stop a vehicle. Now we will start our second exercise. Fill in the blanks using an appropriate particle from the given brackets. Let's put dash our disagreement for now aside. Priya asked dash but nobody had seen her wallet around. My mobile data has run out. I should recharge it soon. The students looked their notes through their notes before the exam. Now from E to H is in homework. Read the sentences below. They are planning to pull down the old hospital tomorrow. There are still some tags attached to the bags. Would you like me to take them off? Our pet dog has grown up. In the sentences above, the words in red are phrasal verbs. Only in the first and second sentences, the verbs require an object. A phrasal verb that requires an object to make complete sense is called a transitive phrasal verb. जब भी phrasal verb को object की need होगी तब वो होगा transitive phrasal verb. If the object is not a personal pronoun, the particle can come before or after it. In the first sentence, the particle down comes before the object, the old hospital. Clear? However, if the object is a personal pronoun, the particle will only occur after it. अगर personal pronoun है तो particle personal pronoun के बाद में आएगा. This can be observed in the second sentence where the particle of is placed after the object them. Them is personal pronoun. So particle उसके बाद है. In the third sentence, the object is absent, yet the sentence remains meaningful. A phrasal verb that does not require an object to complete its meaning is called an intransitive phrasal verb. जब phrasal verb को object की need नहीं होगी तब हम उसे क्या बोलेंगे? Intransitive phrasal verb. For example, he stepped aside. So object की need नहीं है. So it is intransitive phrasal verb. They accidentally threw the copies out. Threw out what? The copies. The copies object है. So वो होगा transitive phrasal verb. Please try the dress on before buying it. Try on is phrasal verb. Needs an object, the dress. So it is transitive phrasal verb. Given below is a table with some common transitive and intransitive phrasal verbs. Bring about, burn down, call off, fill out, turn down, look after, give up, set up. Now intransitive phrasal verb. Get up, pass out, grow up, run out, run away, go back, break down, show up. Now we will start our third exercise. Underline the phrasal verbs in the following sentences. Write TP for transitive and IP for intransitive phrasal verbs. First, our bus broke down on the way to the museum. अब इसको हम अगर ऐसे ही पढ़ेंगे our bus broke down तो ऑब्जेक्ट की नीड नहीं है. सो हम क्या लिखेंगे? Intransitive phrasal verb. Malvika filed out the application for her admission. Now filed out what? ऑब्जेक्ट की नीड है. सो होगा transitive phrasal verb. The news turned out to be hoax. So turned out जो है वो intransitive phrasal verb है. The news turned out. समझ आ जाएगा हमें मीनिंग. ऑब्जेक्ट की नीड नहीं है. Shaurya is looking over our test results. So looking over what? Object की need है. So it will be transitive phrasal verb. Now from E to H is in homework.